Good evening, family and friends. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to be reading a speech I wrote about containing exotic animals and how you should probably leave them in the wild. I'm going to start off with a quote by Frederick Dürrenmatt. The difference between humans and wild animals is that humans pray before they commit murder. Many people believe that they are helping these exotic animals by having them in captivity. However, this can cause many health risks, such as disease or even surprise attacks. First, I will cover the necessities required to care for these exotic animals. Next, we will discuss possible attacks and why they occur. And lastly, we will discuss the stress factors for these animals and how it can lead to disease or even death. Over the past few months, I have done an extreme amount of research. I have always wanted to own my own big cat, but I've realized that finding a vet would be rather difficult. Leaving these animals in the wild ensures that there is one more of these animals in the wild to mate. Even in great care, stress may bring on disease or death in these animals regardless of how good you are at caring for your animal. Even in zoos, where they may have the best medical team, animals experience zoochosis or abnormal behavior. Through research with one foundation called One Green Planet, they told me that abnormal behavior leads to depression and anxiety. And in order for the zoos to deal with these animals, it leads to drugging with psychopharmaceuticals such as benzodiazepines. The maintenance of these animals is extremely expensive. For starters, even buying your own animal would cost between $2,500 for a tiger cub to $15,000 for an ocelot. That's from the Big Cat Rescue Foundation. You also need a vet on call, and exposing their staff to your animal can cause lots of problems, such as attacking the staff. Transportation is extremely important as well. What happens whenever your animal needs to see a vet immediately? Yearly vaccinations are going to cost about $375 per year. State and federal permits, they're going to cost about $200 per year. And if you cannot keep it up to date, they will confiscate your animal and kill it. Surprise attacks can occur from approaching your animal too quickly. Can you imagine coming up from this, someone sneaking up from behind and tapping you on the shoulder? You're startled. They may even come to see you as food. It is possible for these animals to love and respect you, but consequently it is also reasonable to think that these animals can be angry and lash out from instinct. Rory Young, an outdoors enthusiast and ranger, had stated, "When they lose their fear of man, they will begin to test you." Even raising and bottle feeding these animals, instincts have told them for thousands of years that we are competition, and that them standing alone is their survival, is going to be their way of surviving. The stress factors that are pushed upon these animals. They do not adjust well in captivity, and whenever they're not capable of homeostasis, that is your body maintaining its normal internal functions, they can exhibit that zoochosis. Scientists believe that this abnormal behavior releases endorphins and allows for momentary relief. That's why in zoos you may see some animals swaying or even pacing back and forth in their cages. In conclusion, it's probably best to leave these animals in the wild. Believing that they benefit the species by keeping them in captivity is false. You're actually harming the species by taking it out of captivity. So please, before leaving tonight, think about these animals and that consider leaving them in the wild is probably the best thing for them.
Very good. No